Yeah?
Now we are going to welcome Sister Hephzibah. Yes. She will introduce the rest of the team and she will lead the session.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, sure.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing? If you're happy today, give yourselves a round of applause. I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. First of all thanks to God. All thanks to the family of Joe and all your teachers and the principal and heads of the school. Thanks to my special friends that are here. So let's give them another big round of applause. Okay. So my name is Hephzibah, and I have amazing people here. And today we just want to spend time with you. Are you excited? Are you ready? Are you excited? Say thank you, Jesus. Say thank you, Jesus. Okay. My name is Hephzibah, and I will just start from my left here. I'll give the mic to all my friends so that they introduce themselves. I am a software engineer. We're all from the United Kingdom. And we bring you greetings from the United Kingdom and our respective individual countries. Today is going to be an exciting time. So I want us to talk, I want us to have fun, and by the grace of God, by the time we finish today's session, we'll all learn one or two things. Are you ready? Okay, so I'm going to pass the mic to my friends. They will introduce themselves. And after they introduce themselves, I want you to clap for them. Is that fine? Thank you. Okay, so we're going to start from the first person. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
And like Hephzibah said, I'm a software engineer in the UK as well. And we're very glad to have this time with you today. Say hello to the platform.
Hi everyone, I'm Yesmin. I'm also based in the UK. I'm a treasury sales analyst, so yes, we are here to spend a few hours with you to get to know you. Come ready with all your questions as you're sitting there, because I know you have brilliant questions. We are here to answer all of them at least. So yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Moyin, and I'm a software engineer as well from the UK. Happy to be here today. If you have any questions, shoot them to us. We are happy to be here with you.
Hi everybody.
Hi.
So I'm from the UK, but from Nigeria. So I'm Nigerian and I live I'm a software engineer as well. And yes, please reach out. Feel free to walk up to us, any of us. I will be happy to answer any questions that you have.
Hi guys.
Hi.
So my name is Ayobami, and I'm the only one that is a software engineer on the team. But I am a designer. I am a designer. You don't have to be a software engineer to do good things.
Yes.
Anyway, I live in Lagos, Nigeria, and I am excited to be there. If you have any questions whatsoever about design, whatever it is, do let me know. That's it.
Okay, so let's tell all of them, say thank you and welcome. Okay, nice. So I'll just quickly run through the agenda for the meeting. So I'm going to talk briefly, and if you have any questions, please just raise up your hand. Can we practice it? All of you raise up your hands. Yes. So if you have any questions, just raise up your hand and we'll pass the mic around. And when you're asking your question, you introduce yourself by saying, my name is this, I have my question. Is that fine? Okay, cool. And then after we finish our chat or our conversation, if you also want to speak to all of my friends, they'll be here to engage with you. You can ask them any question, you can ask us any question, and we can pass the mic around. Is that fine? If you're happy and you know, clap your hands. I love it. Good. Okay, so I'm just going to climb up here so that everyone can see me. And yes. Okay. So please, let's all be quiet because we're going to start now. How many of you have had dreams and visions? Like, let's say, I want to be this person, I want to be that person. How many of you have had dreams before? Okay, I'm going to pass the mic around because I like to move around. So I would ask you what's your dream. Who raised up their hand here? Okay, tell me what your dream is. Introduce yourself, tell us your name.
Last year, I had a future, then you graduated all the things from previous year. They're going to be answered.
Amen.
Then they are answered today.
Nice. Okay, give a round of applause. Okay, no, still wait. And apart from that as well, do you also have any, is there something you're looking forward to? Like, let's say, for example, I want to be this person. I know you had a dream about, what are some of your prayer points? Are you saying, God, I want to be a doctor, a lawyer? What kind of things were you praying to God about? Yes.
I want to be a surgeon.
A surgeon, okay. A pianist. Okay, nice. Let's give her a round of applause. Okay. We'll hear from a guy from this side. I can see that some people are talking at the back, so I'm just going to go there. So if you have a desire or a dream to be someone, can you just raise up your hand? Who wants to talk? Okay, there's someone there. Let me go this way. Okay. Someone raise up. Okay, so tell us your name and what your dream is. Hi. Yes. So, what are some of your dreams? What do you want to become in future? Doctor, lawyer? Now. Now, yes. Okay. Woo! Thank you very much. Let's give him a round of applause. Is there a way here? Can I pass here? Okay, I can pass here, right? Sorry, let me just pass here. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you. Okay, I like the fact that, are we all here? Can you all hear me? I like the fact that the person that spoke, the guy that spoke, he said he wants to be a Christian, a music producer. And the lady that spoke here said she wants to be a surgeon and she wants to be a pianist. I love, these are all valid dreams, and I know that everyone here, you all have a desire, whether you want to be a lawyer, or you want to be an entrepreneur, or you want to be a business person, or you want to start your own company, or you want to do anything. It's very important that you nurse all those ideas and all those dreams, and I'll tell you why. I remember when I was still a child, when I was very much young, I thought I was going to be a surgeon. In fact, so many things have changed. My parents are teachers and they're all in Nigeria. And I was very inspired by them. And I said, okay, I like the fact that my mom is a teacher, my dad has a teaching background, but he's a journalist and he used to appear on TV before he lost his job. And so I said, okay, I'll either be a teacher or I'll be a journalist. But then I grew up to like high school and I said, no, I don't want that. I want to be a surgeon. And then I changed my mind again after I graduated from high school, and I told myself, I want to do something different. I want to be an evangelist because I was influenced by people around me. Why am I sharing this? Today, I'm in technology, I'm a software engineer, so it didn't just start with a smooth path. I had many desires, I had many dreams, I want to be this, I want to be that, but then so many things changed along the way, and I'm going to share a lot of that story with you. So growing up, I didn't even know there was anything called software engineering or technology, because the popular courses were being a medical doctor, be a lawyer, be an accountant, or run a business or own something. But there were lots of other opportunities, especially in today's world of technology. And I grew up, I love Uganda. It's my first time in Uganda, so I'm really excited. I love Uganda. And There's so many similarities between Uganda, Nigeria, Ghana, like so many African countries, and that's why we are one. And for some of us, and I say some of us because I wasn't born with a silver spoon. Like my parents, when my dad lost his job from the TV station he was in, a lot of things changed. We had to relocate, like so many things changed. And it took a lot of effort. It took a lot of thinking, what am I going to do next? How do I cater for my family? How will things be? And I began to speak to people, right? I began to like look for opportunities, like how do we do this? How do I get out of here? If my parents can't pay my school fees, what are some of the other things that I can do? And mind you, as I was thinking about some of all these things, I was also taking my academics and my books seriously, and that's why I'm very excited to be here because your teachers, the owners of the school, are doing so much to invest in you, and it takes you to take advantage of that opportunity and say, I'm going to do this and be a lawyer, I'm going to study my books and be a banker, a musician, a producer, or whatever good thing, but you have to understand. And it's very important that you dream big. So, in all the stories I'm telling you, I'm going to be breaking down my story bit by bit. So, I was born, my parents lost their job, I had so many desires and so many things of what I wanted to be, and I didn't know like how that would come about. I had to actively look for opportunities. But one thing I didn't stop doing was to dream big. So can you tell someone sitting by your side, say, dream big? Then the other person tell another person, say, dream big. No, your voice is a bit low, so let's make it a bit louder. Tell your neighbor, dream big. Good. When you're dreaming big, I don't mean dream big to like do wrong things, right? I mean dream big to tell yourself that no matter the situation, no matter the condition that I'm born in, my parents may not be rich, I may not have the money, I may be living in one room, I may be with my aunties, with my uncles, or maybe my parents are not even alive, or maybe I'm staying with an auntie or an uncle, and I don't know what the future holds for me. I don't know if I will go to school tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to have breakfast or lunch or dinner. I don't know if I'll go to the university. I don't know. What are some of the big universities you want to go to? Does anyone have? You can echo that. Which one? Which one? Oxford. Wow, give him a round of applause. Okay. Another person. What university do you want to go to? I can't hear you. There's someone at the back. Okay, that's this lady here.
Maxwell.
Maxwell. Wait, do you know where's the university? It's in Uganda.
Philippines.
Philippines. Wow, give her a round of applause.
Who else? I want to come here. Yes.
What university do you want to go to?
I want to go to Makerere.
Makerere. Oh.
Please give her a round of applause. Yes. No, please don't be shy. Don't be shy. Whether you school in Uganda, or whether you school in the US, or whether you school in Nigeria, like my friends will talk to you. Some of them, in fact, if not all of them, some of them school in Nigeria, some of them school in Ghana, their home countries. You understand? So don't laugh at anybody. The most important thing is you have the mindset that there is life beyond high school. There is life beyond, and I want you to dream. I want you to dream. Good. So whether you go to Makerere University, I want you to know that after high school, don't just tell yourself, I'm going to carry something and hop. Don't just tell yourself, I want to be a border driver. There is much more. I'm not saying that is bad, but I'm saying there is much more. Don't just tell yourself, I want to be a fashion designer or a tailor. You can go to school, you can learn the technology, you can do something and still come back and probably build a software for the border drivers, or you can build something big for the fashion designers, for the tailor. So the most important thing is to dream good. And the reason why I say this is, so after my high school, there's some high school in Nigeria before I went to Ghana, I stayed at home for 1 year. So there was no money to go to a Nigerian university. My dad said, I'm not going to pay bribe for you to go to school. You have to study. You have to pass your exams. So I made sure I read and studied and passed all my exams. And he said, we're not paying bribes for you to go to school. You would go with your head. What that means is you will write, you will sit down, you will read, and you will pass your exam. So nobody's going to pay money for you We're not going to go and beg anybody for money. So make sure you read. If you don't read, they told me, my parents told me, if you don't read, you write the exam again. And that's why it's important that I'm sharing this with you so that you take your academics seriously. So I stayed at home for 1 year. I was working in a cyber cafe. Do you guys have cyber cafe here? Do you guys have cyber cafe here? Very good. So I was working in a cyber cafe. Why are you laughing? Oh, okay. Do you know what a cyber cafe is? Okay, let me break it down. No, it's fine, it's okay. So a cyber cafe is like when you go for computer trainings. Like you go, what's it called? Moses, what is it called here in Uganda? Is it cyber cafe? Internet cafe, or like where you go to like print documents or to look for laptops. Yes, not to download games, so to probably go on the internet. So that's where I worked. I worked in something like that, and throughout that time, I was looking for opportunities. So the second point that I want to talk to you about today is personal development. Tell another neighbor, say personal development. And your voice is low. People at the back, can I hear you? Say personal development. And I will tell another neighbor, say personal development. So that is number 2. The first one was what? Dream. Number 2 is what? Okay, so let me break what that means. When we talk about personal development, we have said, I love the fact that she's writing. So if you have your notepad, you can also write. When we talk about personal development, what we mean is making sure you're reading, making sure you're studying, making sure you're taking care of yourself, making sure that you are gaining as much knowledge. Because the truth is, whether you want to go to Oxford, whether you want to go to Maxwell, whether you want to go to Harvard, whether you want to go to Makerere University here in Uganda, whether you want to go to ALU in Mauritius or ALA in South Africa, or you want to go to any university in Africa, the universities in Africa are good, or the universities outside Africa, one thing you have to do is personal development. And what that means is studying your books. Yes. How many of you like to read? No, I don't see a lot of hands up. You don't like to read? Some of you are laughing. I don't just mean only academic books, even reading other books. Do you want to say something? Like reading other books, like books on understanding maybe like communication. It's very important because beyond your books, beyond exams, there are other things that you will need, like how to speak well, how to write. So there's some of the textbooks that you would have that you have to read. Even understanding the Ugandan constitution, you don't have to be a politician to even know like what does the constitution say, because some of you are going to be people that will be in politics. Some of you are going to be people that will change things in Uganda. If you believe it, say amen. Yes. We always say we are the leaders of tomorrow, but I like to say we are the leaders of today. I will start now. Is that fine? Yes, good. So personal development is important. And when I say personal development, you also have to ask yourself, okay, if I say today I want to be a lawyer, are there people that can inspire me? Are there people that I can see, that I can learn from? Are there people? Sometimes you may not have access to those people. Sometimes you may watch them on TV. Sometimes you may even read about them in the newspaper. So let's say you go out and if there are still newspapers, you can just look at the newspaper to know what's going on. That's what I used to do. I look at the newspapers. I didn't grow up with a TV. Like my parents made sure that we didn't watch TV that much. And so a lot of the times they will take my phone. They were like, no, you have to study, you have to learn, you have to read. So I remember I used to follow my mother to the market. Like some of the markets you see here, I remember I used to follow her and she would put me at a shop. She would go around the market to buy things. She leave me at a bookshop and she would say, make sure you read this book before I come back. So my mom would go around the market. I was very young at that time, but I never forgot that. It was one of the things she did, that I will read the stories about maybe beauty or something. I read stories about tortoise. I was just reading and building my vocabulary, my English vocabulary, because that also helped me open my mind. I'll read about someone who was in a rural area that grew up, that went to school. That inspired me. So when we talk about personal development, look for things that inspire you. Don't only play games. Don't only go to the internet. I know some of you may have access to phones to just watch movies 24 hours. I know you're in school right now and the holiday is coming soon. Make good use of that time. Is that fine? What did I say? Make good use of? Make good use of? How many of you will commit to doing that? Like, yes, I will use my time well. And some of you may be asking, I know some of you here are Christians, and I respect that. You may be wondering, okay, what's of God? God is very important. I'm a Christian, I believe in God, and I make sure that is even the center of my life. I love the fact that she started by saying, I had a dream. And that dream started with God said all the prayers that I have will be answered. Yes, I used to pray. I used to fast a lot. I'll tell you for fasting, make sure you're fasting, like make sure your parents know. I'll tell my mom, I'm not eating today. I'm staying till like 12 and I'm not going to eat. Sometimes I do to 6. That was even when I was much younger. And that was because for me, I wanted God to help me. I wanted God to help my family. I have 4 brothers and I'm the second born, but the first person to go to university. I wanted God to help my family and I'm like, God, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I need you to help me. So I used to pray, go to church. I love the fact that people were praying because when I came in, I could sense the atmosphere. Do you understand? So it's very good having God as part of the person that helps you dream big. Having God as the person that guides you, even in your personal development, is very, very important. Okay. The third thing I would say, are you ready for the third thing? I want to check if you're listening. The first one is what? Dream. I couldn't hear the people at the back, so only the back should talk. Front, you can be quiet. The people at the back, from the middle section to the back. The first one is what? Say it again. Good. Okay, so everyone, what's the second point? And the third point is scholarship and opportunities. Scholarship and opportunity. Scholarship and opportunities. Why do I say this? And I'll go back to the story. Stayed 1 year at home. I was working in an internet cafe. I also learned how to do makeup at that time because I needed to also like make money. And I was going to the internet cafe. I would check online. I went to some of the schools. She talked about Maxwell University. He talked about music producer. There are lots of music courses today that you can take online. She talked about Makerere University. You should check Makerere. Makerere has MasterCard scholarship. So when you finish your high school, you can apply for a MasterCard scholarship at Makerere University. I applied when I was still 17 years old. And then you can get scholarship. There's scholarships here in Uganda. So when someone say go to school, don't only think you have to go to school in the UK or in the US. You can even start from your country. And then, of course, branch up. There are masters. So think about, don't just say I want to get a bachelor's. You can also get a master's. You can get a PhD. There's so many certifications that you can get. Amen. I love that. I love the faith. And so I started applying to schools. Applied to Makerere, applied to AOU, applied to over 18 schools globally because I was looking for opportunities. I told myself that the environment I was staying in, there were people who were getting married at the age of 13. I didn't want to do that. There are people who were already hawking on the street. I said, that is not my life. I don't want that. There are people who were not doing anything. Like they would wake up in the morning, they would just go and sit down and talk. And I was like, that's not the kind of life I want. I would see people on TV. I'm like, I like that lady on TV. I like the way she dressed. I like this. That was what was inspiring me from a young age. And I'm going to be very honest with you. Because there were certain things I had to learn. I had to learn like every single thing. And so when I'm watching TV, I'm not just watching TV for the sake of watching TV. I am picking up so many things. And so I started applying for scholarships. I'll go to the cafe, I'm behind my laptop, I'm working. When customers come in, I'm like, oh, do you want to print your documents? Do you want me to type for you? I used to do all of that. And when there are no customers in the internet cafe, I would check online. What are the scholarships available? I would go to Makerere website. Do you know what a website is? Good. So just like how you can Google maybe KFC or something, there's a website for schools. You can check opportunities, scholarships for high school. And I want you to remember that there are scholarships. So whether you want to go to Oxford, whether you want to go to Harvard, whether you want to go to Makerere, whether you want to go to a Covenant University in Nigeria or Ghana, HSCF University in Ghana, there are scholarships. So I went to Ghana and my friends will tell you, some of my friends here who also went to the same university and they went on scholarship. And the scholarship for Uganda, the scholarship for everybody. So you should be excited that People out there are thinking about you. There's a high level of education in the world, but there's someone who says, no, I want to pay your school fees. But if you don't know about it, if you don't search online to say, okay, there are opportunities online and I want to take advantage of that, you will not take advantage of the money that someone says, there's money for your school fees, 4 years go. So for 4 years, I went to school free of charge. Why? Because I got a scholarship to study at Ghana. And I studied computer science. When I finished studying computer science, I was still learning how to speak, learning how to introduce myself. There's so much you will learn. Like there's life, like I keep saying, there's life beyond Uganda. There's so much more. You meet other people, you meet other students, you meet other brilliant people, and I want you to tell yourself that you are brilliant. So say I am brilliant. I am intelligent. I am brilliant. I am intelligent. And I'm not saying that just to make you happy. I'm saying that because you have to believe in yourself. Okay? You that want to be a good music producer, you can produce the best, whether it's gospel, you can produce the best good music with excellence, but you need to understand what you're producing. If you want to be a surgeon, if you want to be a nurse, a banker, if you want to be a fashion designer, you can do that and do it excellently. Imagine someone who is a fashion designer, someone made this coat that I'm wearing, someone made your uniform, your president, someone makes his clothes. And the amount of money that he will pay for the clothes that he's wearing is different from the amount of money I would pay for what I'm wearing. It's different from the amount of money someone else will pay. The president will pay higher. Why? Because he's richer. Or any other person will pay higher. And there's someone that's making so much money from the same thing. They have gone to school to understand how to make nice dresses. They have gone to school to understand how to even make things, and that's where they're making their money from. So don't look down on yourself at all, because that's very important. Don't tell yourself, look at me, I'm not beautiful, I'm not handsome. No, don't look down, don't demean yourself. Tell yourself that I will get there. I will learn all that I need to learn. I will grow up and I will get there. Amen. I love that. So I applied after staying in the university for 4 years. I had to study, because one thing about scholarship is if someone is not just giving you money for free and you go and sleep, like Ethel, like all my friends will tell you, you have to work, you have to keep up your grades. You have to make sure you're passing your exams. And even so, for some of you, you may be wondering that, oh, what if I'm not doing well in mathematics? Some of you may say, I don't really like math. If you know you need mathematics for where you're going, even if you don't like it, there's some certain courses I took that I didn't like, but I knew I needed it to pass my exams. I knew I needed it to graduate, so I had to still study. Don't just tell yourself, oh, I'm getting a bad grade in math, I'm getting a bad grade in English. Maybe I don't like English. No, everyone at some point, you need to, today, this morning, we're calculating, how much do I pay for transport? How do I convert to Ugandan shillings? Imagine I didn't pass math, or I didn't take my math courses seriously, or today, imagine I didn't study my English, or I didn't use dictionary for some words, I will not be able to speak to you. So it's very important. So there's some courses you're like, I really don't like math, I'm not getting a good grade, but since you know you need it, still study it. Is that clear? Is that clear? So tell myself, I will study. I will pass my exams. I will not give up. Okay, good. After high school, after I told you a story, after high school, I went to Ghana, did 4 years at the university. I finished university, and also my friends have very similar stories. I told myself I need a job. Remember I told you I have siblings? Remember I told you that I didn't grow up in a bougie and like a posh area. I had siblings, I had family to take care of. So I said, I need a job. Why do I need a job? I need to go into the working world. I need to go into the corporate world. I need to be able to save. I need to be able to take care of my mom. And some of you, that's what's coming to your mind. You're like, I need to work because I need to take care of my mom. I need to take care of my dad. I have siblings. How many of you have siblings here? Okay, you have siblings. Some of you are the first one, some of you are the last one. But at the same time, one thing I love about Africa is that we're very family oriented. We have our siblings, we have our cousins, we have our sisters, and all of them are sisters and are siblings. And I told myself I need to work because I finished school now and I need to be able to keep growing and do something and earn a living. So I told myself I need to start applying for jobs. I started applying for jobs. the times I got rejected, what that means is you apply for a job and they don't call you. They say, no, we don't want you. But I still applied again. I still applied again. I still applied again. So I have several examples. I apply for something and they say, no, Hephzibah, we don't want you. Like, we're not giving you this job. I'll go to another place, I apply again. They're like, no, we're not giving you this job. I'll go somewhere else again, I apply. They're like, no, we're not giving you the job. But I kept applying. And I want to teach about resilience. Why am I telling you this? Don't just say, oh, I want to go to Makerere today. I want to go to Harvard. And you apply the first time and they'll call you. It doesn't work that way. There's some people that you have to keep applying, keep applying, keep applying. So when I did that, I applied to this company I'm working with today in the United Kingdom and finally got in. But it doesn't just end there. It's like, oh, right now I have a job. There's so much more you have to understand how to take care of yourself, how to manage your finances, how to save. So don't just tell yourself that, okay, my parents are giving me maybe 10 or 1,000 Ugandan shillings. I'll spend it on food. I'll spend it on that. From a young age, I used to save. At that time, I was still using Naira. I used to save. So I'll save 20 Naira, 10 Naira, and just put it. So don't tell yourself, oh, when I have 1 million Ugandan shillings, when I have 10 billion Ugandan shillings, or when I have all the dollars, I'll start saving. No, you can start saving from now. You can save for a pencil. You're writing exams, next term will come. You can save for, you can tell your mom, oh mom, you know what, I've saved. Don't buy me a book this semester. Don't buy me a book this term. You can tell your dad, oh, don't worry, I've saved. I'm going to buy myself a socks for shoes for school. Don't just wait. When you save, you can buy yourself so you can take your academics seriously. Is that good? Will you do that? Will you do that? People at the back, you're not answering me. Will you do that? So what's the first point? Dream. Can you all hear me? Is it off? Hello? What's the second point? What's the second point? What's the third point? Good. I wouldn't want to take much of your time because I want you to ask questions and my friends are going to speak as well and you can ask all of those questions. I want to just tie up everything. We've just talked about 3 things. I love what I see on the projection: dream big, personal development, scholarship, and opportunities. That's good. So you always remember that. And then you all are going to tell me what you have learned from it. In a nutshell, you are valuable. You are important. You have a destiny. You have a purpose. The world is waiting for you. Uganda is waiting for you. The whole earth is waiting for you. And I want you to treat yourself and see yourself in the light, in the image that God has created you to be. No matter the challenges, no matter the circumstance, you may not have all the money. Your parents may not be the richest parents. I'm telling you, and that's why I told you my story. My dad lost his job for over 10 years. And he has had to struggle to get back. My mom has had to work multiple jobs. I've had to support the family in many ways. But why am I sharing this to you is, don't tell yourself that, oh, I'm just a Ugandan, or I just grew up in this city, or there's nothing good that will come out of me. No. Believe in yourself because you are important, you are valuable, and you can make a difference, and you can achieve your dreams. If you believe in God, and I know some people may have different faith, remember to put God in everything. Remember to put God first. Remember to put God, and tell yourself that you will make a difference. Nothing will hinder you, nothing will stop you, and you can achieve your dreams. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you for listening to me. Okay, so I'll call my friends at some point because I'm also looking at the time. But I want to open it up for questions, and then my friends will chip in and answer some of the questions. I don't want to be the only person talking because they have powerful stories that you have to listen to. So if you have a question, raise up your hand. As we said, speak up. Don't be afraid to speak. Nobody will laugh at you. And when someone is speaking, please don't laugh at them. Okay? It would make them less confident. Don't laugh at anybody. Encourage them by clapping for them. Okay. So I see one hand here, and I'm going to give her the one to ask questions. Okay.
My question is, you are in a country when you want to run on your own life, like here when I'm studying on Living Hope, when I'm in UK, when I'm chatting on WhatsApp,
Yeah.
and different categories. Is it good?
Okay. Can you take, so is your question, so you're studying here and then you want to get another school in the UK? So you want to understand the process? Is that your question?
Yes.
Are you sure? Okay, cool.
So I'm going to repeat her question. So in case those at the back did not hear me, we can all hear. So she's asking, she's studying at Living Hope right now here in Uganda, and she's considering taking up other opportunities, let's say in the UK, in the US, in the Philippines, in Ireland, like etc. How will she go about the process? So would any of you want to take it up? I can start and okay, Ethel. So I'm going to give Ethel. Ethel is going to tell you a bit so that you hear from Ethel as well. Thank you, Ethel. Let's give Ethel a round of applause.
So just to clarify, this is for universities or job opportunities outside of Uganda?
Job opportunities and universities.
Job
Okay.
opportunities.
Okay, cool.
So I think this goes back to Hephzibah's point about how many, there's a plethora of opportunities that are out there for you. You'd be surprised to know that majority of the companies that hire you from African regions would sponsor your entire immigration process. That means that they're going to, after you've gotten a job with them, pass whatever tests they set up for you, they will pay for your flights to get there. They will pay for the process for your immigration, your visa. They might pay you a relocation amount. We just said, we know you're moving from Uganda to, I don't know, the UK or the Philippines. You need some amount to help you set up. So here, just take this amount. And there'll be a guiding process after you've gotten there for like a couple of months so that you're completely settled and you can support yourself. So a lot of times you don't have to worry about that, What you have to focus on is making sure that you have the required qualifications for that opportunity, whatever it is. Make sure that you're able to prove yourself in whatever interview, application process you have to go through. Once you get the job, most often than not, they're going to take care of you. For the few companies that might not do it, there's a very easy process. Well, I say easy to mean that the steps are clear, what you have to do online again. So the research opportunities you can get online are just simply Googling. There'll be a plethora of resources telling you to do that, do this, to secure your visa, do that. So many companies give you grants, which is really just money because you found an opportunity and they want to help you actually make it there. So I'd say that shouldn't be a worry for now. Focus on making sure you're qualified enough for all those opportunities you want to find.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think so. Ethel did mention how you should make sure you are qualified.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Because at this stage, I think it's senior high. So
Are you?
spoke about personal development. Let's talk about personal development. So this is the time you invest in what you need to get to qualify for the opportunities. What does that mean? You have to look into internships. Like after senior high, don't just stay home. I know most of the time, vacation, you guys have time, holidays, right? You have time, you just be playing around. Personally, I never took my holidays for granted. Like anytime we vacated from school, I make sure that I sat home or wherever I am. If I was helping out in my grandmother's shop or my mother's shop, I took along a book. So it wasn't just about going to the shop and just selling. Anytime I had a free chance, I was reading, I was learning. You always need to make sure that you are putting yourself ahead of everybody. Because if you think about the average person, they're all sleeping, eating, playing. How do you put yourself first? Because you don't want to be an ordinary person, right? That's where the personal development comes. How do I go to the next level? I don't just want to be a lower level person. That is the investment you have to do now. Look at when you get the internet, don't just go to the internet and be browsing for like unnecessary things. When you go there, look up for internship opportunities. What do you enjoy doing? This is where you start looking at, okay, when the opportunities come up, I feel like I want to do, you said you wanted to be a what?
Surgeon.
A surgeon. Okay, it means that you need to look at doctor-related courses. You go for your internship opportunities. Look for internship in
that area. Because first of all, you need to build the qualification. And the only way you can get that is through experience. Whilst if only by reading, if you don't like reading by going into the internet to read, you will not see these opportunities, right? That's why we're saying there's so many opportunities out there, but if you do not read, you would not know about them. So please, I feel like this, I want to make it a point that spend your time wisely. We feel like we have so much time, but we do not. So any chance you get, do not waste your time on the internet to just browse and be looking at unnecessary things. Look at the areas that you want to invest in and develop your career.
Woo! Give her a round of applause.
Something else I just want to add. Is there are things called apprenticeships now. So apprenticeship means that a company pays for your entire university while you work for the company. So my company has that where they pay your school. You go to school 2 days in a week and you work 3 days. So they pay you a salary, they pay your school fees, and then they also pay for some other things. And at the end of your school, maybe 3 years, you can come back to the school, to the company as a full-time staff. Meaning that you've literally earned free money, right? You've learned a skill because you've gained 3 years of experience. And like she said, how do you prepare for that? One thing I really want you guys to do is take advantage of the work that you can do now. The only work experience on my CV when I was applying to my company, or one of the 2 work experiences, was my work in my mom's shop, which was stacking Indomie. Literally. But I kid you not, the skill that taught me, it taught me customer relationship, it taught me how to relate with people, it taught me finance, how to manage money. So when people come and they maybe want to scam my mother, take money from her.
Is there another question? It's time for questions. Yes. So speak up.
Don't be shy. No one is going to laugh at you. Okay. Shout, okay? Tell us your name and what class you are in.
My name is Oluwatofunmi, senior.
Put on. Okay. Shh.
I also want to become a software engineer. So
Good.
I'm asking what kind of software?
Good question. Good. Okay. I can start first. I can start first and then I can pass. If my friends have other things to add, they would do good. Great. So your question, I'll repeat your question. He's asking, he's also interested in being a software engineer, and he's asking what kind of softwares do we create? Okay, so software engineering is a very broad field, and what we do is we develop different softwares. So there are people who are special, like you see your mobile app. How many of you know the Boda mobile app you see on your phone? Do you know that? Okay, so there are people who build that app, so they are called mobile app developers. And let's think about a website. What website do you go to? What's the popular? Maybe let's say I'll use KFC. Let's say KFC has a website. So that's one. We have website designers as well, and we have like different categories of software engineering. So the softwares that we build can vary. Let's say on a project I'm working on, we're going to work on a software that does calculation, right? And we'll come together, all the team of software engineers come together, we'll decide what kind of software they're using, what kind of programming language. So when you're building a software, you need to understand something called programming language. So your computer, for example, is built with different things. There's hardware component and then there's software component. So there are certain things you have to program that would say, if I press this button, this website should load. If I do this website to load. So there are different tools, there are different programming language that you use. So we can build softwares related to maybe an application that does something, an application that calculates a result, or an application that monitors something like a weather forecast. So it depends on your company, it depends on the team that you're working with. I'm trying to look for something that's simple that you can understand as well. So let's just take the websites, for example. We have people who are software engineers and focus on building like websites. So let's say how the layout, you see some really nice website that look nice, even all the way to when I press a button, what happens, and to all the way to the database, how is data stored. So if I fill in a form, let's say I'm creating a Gmail account, if I fill in a form and the next time I'm registering, I'm going back to log in, you remember my name and password. That is saved in a date. Is it on? Okay, good. I'm going to try to summarize like everything I've said so far. So it's asking about what software engineering involves, and I've just said there are different, like it's a broad field. We have people who are mobile application developers and are still software engineers. We have people who are website developers and are still software engineers. But software engineering covers a large field. Ideally, we build applications, we build softwares that perform a particular function. So to break it down to your level in a way that you understand, let's take a website that, I'm just going to use KFC because I've seen KFC a number of times here in Uganda. Let's say you want to order for something and you go to the website, or you're creating a Gmail account, you have to have an email. You search on Google and you're like, I want to create a Gmail account, and then you go there. The first interface you see is like your web, like that's the website, like you see all the nice designs. And let's say you click on something, there's a button and there's a response. So when you click on that, there are certain things that come up or that show. That whole process of that designing the website, we can call that like a software. We can think of it as, okay, these people handle everything from how it shows, from the response to how even your data is saved. Like talk about databases. Or if we take a mobile app, some team of like mobile app developers will come and say, okay, I want to develop something and I'll use a programming language. Like there's Java as a programming language, there are other programming language we have, there's Python, there's like different programming languages we have, and they will write certain commands or like code something and then they will see it. Right? So a team of people can come together to like build something. In companies, in like the corporate world, the softwares are beyond websites and mobile apps. You can have a software that's doing monitoring. For example, we want to monitor how maybe like how data is rising. We want to see something on like data analytics. We want to monitor like the forecast, what happens when something goes up or down, or we want to generate some reports. So we have softwares and tools that we use to help us perform certain functions. So that's like a layman way of understanding what software engineering means. So you're thinking about what product am I designing? How would I actually write code to see that product come alive? And who are my users? So you think about, if I want to develop something, who are my users? What do they need my software to do? Because you're not just building software for the sake of building software. There should be a reason why you're doing it, and there should be people who need your software. Does that answer your question? Okay, good. And one thing I'm just going to add, what you need the computer science. You can go online and say, how do I become a software engineer? There are free courses online. I like the fact that Yesmin and Ethel and Oluwatofunmi said there are certain things you can do. So you can go online during your break and say, okay, how do I become a software engineer? What do I need to become a software engineer? And you see free courses. So you can start by taking free courses. Okay, any additions? Okay.
I just wanted to add a summary of what you just said as well.
Yeah.
Software engineer, I'm not in that field, but I believe that the end goal of what they're trying to do is identify a problem and solve it. So I wanted to even challenge you. What societal problem have you seen that you want to solve? Because at the bottom of everything that a software developer develops solves a problem. So the monitoring she gave us an example is because the company is trying to solve maybe like a compliance issue where they are not catching some spam or some illegitimate transactions that are going on. So they are building a software to help them catch that. So you need to, every one of you, I want you to start thinking, what are the problems you are seeing in your society? Maybe, what problem, like sanitation issue. Ask yourself, how can I solve this problem? That's how businesses are built. Like, if you look at all the big companies that you see out there, it's from a problem. They are trying to solve a problem. So I want you guys to start thinking, I'm a solution solver or a problem solver. I think I look for a problem, I solve it. As a software developer, you look for a problem, develop an app or an application, a software, a website that solves it. Is it Bora? Boda.
Yes.
It's solving for quick transportation. Yes. Someone saw a problem like people are struggling to get in contact with
The border drivers.
the border drivers. Someone said, okay, let me build an app so that I can connect a rider with
Passenger.
a passenger. That is someone identifying a problem and solving it. So that's how you think as a software developer. You identify a problem and you solve it.
Yeah. Give her a round of applause.
I just want to add that I know your question is specifically on like software engineering, but I just wanted to add that in engineering as a whole, like in the whole space of software engineering, there are different opportunities as well. Like you don't have to write code if that's something that seems like extra, like oh, what's this language? What do I want to do? If you're someone that likes to speak or you think you can organize things, you can be a product manager, a project manager, you can manage the project from start to the end. If you're someone that likes design, you can design. Like Ayobami here, she's a designer. So you can, there are a lot of opportunities in that space, just like how there are opportunities in different spaces. Like if you're going into medicine, you can be a surgeon, you can be a dentist. It's the same way in software engineering where you can find something that matches your skill, like a skill that you already have. You can find something that matches that and your interest and like build on that. And I also want to add, actually, we are all ladies here and we are software engineers. So as a lady, you can also be a software engineer. I think that's already like that's what I wanted to add.
Give her a round of applause. Thank you. Ayobami, would you want to say something about product design later? Okay, good. Thank you for that question. Is your question answered? Is your question answered? Good. Okay. Any more questions? I saw a hand there. Yes, my music producer. Is that you? Yes. Okay. Can someone pass the mic to him?
Yes, good evening once again.
Good evening.
Once again, I'm Simon here. So, my question is, I have to present one is
Ethel? Tofumi?
no.
Moyin? Okay. Yesmin. Okay.
Is it Yesmin?
Yes, Yesmin.
Yes.
Yes.
One is Yesmin.
Yes.
So, yes.
Yes.
Right. So, my question is, say that software engineers are problem solvers. Am I right?
Yes.
So, leaving alone that, let me go now to my feeling. Being that I want to be, being that I don't even just want to be, but I am. Yeah, I am. I don't just want to be, but I am. I am a music producer.
Nice.
So, allow me ask this. How am I going to solve the problems around using my production? Using my music production? Because when I look around, I normally see, okay, right now, you look at the kind of music that we have here in Uganda, the music that is trending, the one that is just popular, is the music for the youth. More so for our age, in the ages of 12 to around maybe 40.
Yeah.
Those are the people that enjoy music period
Yeah.
here in the country.
You're right.
So how am I going to solve that problem?
So, okay.
That's the first question.
Okay.
So the second question is, in most of the environments that I've been in, most of the places that I've been in, with the biggest number of people that I've met in my life, whoever has been asking me a question that what do you want to become? I've always been telling them I want to be a music producer. So they were always like, why music production? Because if I'm to be sincere, in the whole of the population here, I can tell you that most of the people think that music and music production is for fake.
Yeah. But that's not true.
Am I right, David? Am I right? Yeah. Yes. He says that I'm right. So you get it?
Yeah.
So how? I want to also solve that problem.
Good.
How
Good.
to solve it?
Give him a round of applause.
Very, very good questions. So all of you should listen because it's very powerful. Yes, we do want to start the first one. Good. Okay. So Yesmin will start, and we all will add. But I want you to listen because he has raised two great questions. So the first one, Yesmin will start.
Okay. As a music producer, you're asking how do you solve a problem. First of all, what kind of music do you want to produce? From there, I believe, let me not assume, let's say it's a Christian music that you want to go into gospel. I believe you're going to draw your inspiration from God. And in every inspiration that God is going to give you, there's a solution. Like God doesn't just give you vain stuff. Like a music contains something, either an encouragement, a warfare prayer, like victory songs, whoever you are producing. It depends on whoever you are producing. It depends on the kind of genre you are going into. That carries the solution itself. As a music producer, as a music as a music producer as well, you're going to be employing people. That is solving a problem. Do you know that? That's you empowering someone. The money you put into the hands of one person as an employee, you are empowering a whole family. So that is one way of solving unemployment. You see yourself as an employer. That's what I'm saying. You have to have the cup of a problem solver. So as an problem solver, you are employing people. That is one way of solving unemployment in the country. Does that answer?
A round of applause.
Simon, I also want to add this. When I got into Uganda, I had a conversation with somebody, and he was asking me if I know any Ugandan musician. And then I paused, and then I was trying to think. I couldn't think of anyone. And then it was trying to put our popular Nigerian musicians are. For example, who knows Wizkid? Who has heard about Wizkid before? Who has heard about Davido? Okay. Right. So these are popular Nigerian musicians, not just in Nigeria, but all over the world. The problem you might want to solve is, how do I put Uganda on the map? How do I make Uganda's music go global? And I'm sure it's because of something they understand about exporting marketing African sound. That would be the problem you want to solve. What do they do? How do they mix this music? How do they put it together that makes it world standard and makes the world listen and make people respect that sound? It could be that. And you start by research. So one of the things you do as a product designer is you research problems. Once you start with a problem, you identify it, you go into the roots. Why is this happening? So from researching, you start getting solutions. Oh, the reason why people don't know Ugandan music is because of the way it is produced. It's because of the way it is mixed. It's because they don't have this. It could be just maybe the first two, but they don't have when you do your research, then you say, oh, this is what they do differently in these countries that are popular. We can do it here too. And then you're solving the problem. And then now Ugandan music is all over the world, right? Yeah. So that is something you can see, apart from, making employment like, that's what you said. And then when you said people think that music producers are failures, people will always think what they understand. And that's fine. The most important thing is what you tell yourself. When you tell yourself, I am the best music producer in the world. I'm the best music producer to come out of Uganda. I am smart, I am brilliant, I am intelligent, and I will do most music producing excellently. We know DJ Khaled today, he's a pop music producer. We know that Jazz is one of the richest men in Nigeria, he's a music producer. We know some of these top people and what is music production. And they are very well done. People more than some of us that in corporate world. So it is what you tell yourself that matters most, and not what anybody thinks. Because people will think what you want to do.
Give a round of applause.
So three things that she has mentioned. One, right? It might come early, but it might not come easy. But when you commit yourself to excellence, it makes you stand out. That's the best thing. Make sure, and when I mean excellence, that means you are not just a music producer who knows the craft of music, you know the business of music producing, right? And that's something that you might not necessarily sort of like focus on. You might just want to create good beats and all of that. But go back and truly understand the business of music production, because you might be great, but you might not make money. right? So you want to understand, how do I make money from this? How do the great people make money from this? Which brings me to my second point. Who are you looking up to? What's your picture of possibilities, right? What's your quote in Christian terms? What's your prophetic example, right? You look at Nathaniel Bassey today. If you listen to Nathaniel Bassey, he will always tell you about somebody who was his mentor that he was always looking at. Who is your mentor in music production, right? What have they done? If you want to focus on Christian music, right? Who is your mentor? And when I say mentor, sometimes we think you have to meet your mentor physically, right? But it's very possible to not meet your mentor in years, or to be more of a mentee, right, than any other person, because you've read all their books, you've watched all their videos, you've attended their courses and things like that. So I want you to go and find a music producer online that aligns with your goals, that creates the type of music that you want to see created. It does not have to be a Ugandan, it does not have to be a black person, very important, right? It can be a white person who is doing it and who is doing it well. And I want you to align yourself with that person. It's very important for you to have a prophetic example. You can have a picture or a quote of that person in your book, in your room. And why is this important? Even when God was speaking to Abraham, he had to show him the stars. If he did not show him the stars, he wouldn't have known what to expect, right? So I want you to do that. So number one, excellence. Number two, picture of possibilities. Number three, as much as music production is your dream and your passion, do not lose sight of every other thing you can do while you attain that level of excellence, right? So you don't necessarily have to start off with a full-time job as a music producer. You can be somebody who is, I always tell myself, I'm a software engineer by day, but I have a business by night. That can be you, right? That I will get this job that will pay my bills, right? It does not have to be the thing I currently want to do now, but it's legal, it pays my bills, it does the core things, which also helps you defeat that cycle of people see music producers as a failure. You are not a failure, you will never be a failure.
Amen.
Okay? So while you do that, have a day job, that's while you're doing the music production. While you go back at night, during your weekends, what you do during the weekend sets the tones for a lot of things that you'll be doing for the rest of your life. Keep producing music, work with free people. Another thing is teaching people. That's why I'll go back to the point of business of music production. You might not necessarily make money from the beats that you sell, but you might make money from teaching people maybe something very specific that only you know how to do. Thank you.
Thank you so much to all my amazing friends. How does answer your question? Where's my friend? Yes, good. So like Tofumi and Yesmin and Ayobami said, you're not a failure, okay? And I want you to go back to God and say, God, you've put this desire in my heart. Give me your wisdom. Give me your knowledge. Help me understand. I will give you the story of Joseph. You know, his brothers felt that he was a failure, or they felt that he was too pampered by his parents. But there was something, he had a dream, and that's why I want to go back to how my friend started. He had a dream that he saw his parents bowing down and his siblings, and when he shared his dream to his brothers, they were jealous. You may say, oh, that's just a dream. But this music production that is on your heart can be the same dream that God is giving to you, because He has an assignment for you. I love the fact that to whom He mentioned about Nathaniel Bassey. Because if I've gone through his stories and I've followed him close and I still follow him. And he will tell you how from a young age he will lock up himself and he'll be practicing with his trumpet. He's one of the best trumpeters in the world. Like he recently went to the US inauguration of Trump. Like Trump is a global leader. So he had to practice and he had honed his gifts. But there are people, he said he went for an audition one time and they told him that he had to do some illegal things. But he didn't do that. There's some people that said, oh, you're just a trumpeter, like how will you feed your family? Right? There are people who looked down on him. Why am I telling you this? From the Bible, from Joseph, people looked down on Joseph's dream. But Joseph did not give up. Even when he went to a different land, even when he was sold, he remained with God. So just to add on to what everything they're saying, nurse that dream, work at it. It doesn't matter if nobody in this room believes or agrees that, oh, they don't want to be a music producer, that's your path. And everyone is on a unique journey. My path is different from all my friends. Your path is different from everybody. But tell yourself that, God, give me the wisdom. Let me know. It may take you a few years to become that famous, popular music producer in the world, but don't give up. Don't lose that dream. It may take you some practicing. You may see yourself hustling and doing other jobs. You're building skills. So Fumi talked about that she was someone who was selling Indomie. You people were laughing, like, oh, what is Indomie? Everyone eats Indomie. I eat Indomie. But she has picked up skills. I told you I worked in an internet cafe. I'm a makeup artist. I used to practice makeup. I used to do makeup for people, for bride and things. I've picked up certain things from even these things. You may say, how is makeup related with software engineering? Like, I did biology, physics, chemistry, like how are they related? But one thing with God, He makes everything work for your good. So it will take you 5 years, 10 years, maybe shorter. I'm not God, God knows. But don't everything work for your good. You may find yourself being a teacher in this school. Don't say, oh, I'm just a teacher. The devil may want to tell you, I thought you're going to be the best music producer. Tell the devil, God's plans for me are thoughts of good and not of evil. So I need you to go back to God and say, God, you put this desire in my heart. How do I learn? Look for opportunities. There are lots of music academic programs, and that was what was coming to my mind as you were speaking. There are lots of music academic programs online. Some of them are free. Start understanding that. Don't forget your books. Don't say, oh, I'm not going to school again. All of you, I'm not coming to school. I'm a music producer. No. That's the wrong attitude. Go through the school, study your books. Let music production be something you develop as a hobby, as an interest. And before you know it, in the next 5-10 years, I'll be like, no, I remember him from Living Hope School. Your school will be proud of you. Your parents will be proud. We'll be proud of you. I will support you. Do you understand? It's only when you've honed that gift that we can say, oh, I remember him. Let's support him. Let's buy Uganda music. Let's do this. So that's what I want to add. Thank you. Good. There's a question at the back. Someone had a question? Yes. Okay. Don't be shy. Remember, we're not laughing at anybody.
Okay. Hallelujah. Hi, Martha.